Hey, how's it going everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Storylines Explained. This time around I'm going to quickly explain to you what happened in Resident Evil 3. 2 months after the events of Resident Evil 1 on September 28th, 1998, Jill Valentine is trying to get out of Raccoon City. She's had enough of stars and their BS, so she's out of there, mate. On the way, she runs into our yellow comrade Brad Vickers, who is doing what he does best, running away from stuff. She catches up to him at the Raccoon City Police Department, and he ends up getting wrecked by a bioweapon that looks like he eats straight bowls of Annabelle for breakfast, called Nemesis. Jill learns that this bioweapon wants all STARS members dead, as they are seen as witnesses by Umbrella, who are controlling it. When the player first encounters Nemesis, they are given the choice to either fight it or flee into the police department. If the player is playing on the hard difficulty and they choose to fight Nemesis, each time they defeat him he will drop various items. These items are weapon parts that once combined create a gun named the Eagle 6.0, weapon parts that once combined create a gun named the Western Custom, a first aid box that when opened contains 3 first aid sprays, and an unlimited ammunition pack that you can combine with the weapon of your choice to obtain unlimited ammo with that weapon. After either fighting or running from Nemesis, Jill enters the Raccoon City Police Department. Shortly after this, Jill meets 3 members of Umbrella's biohazard countermeasure service called Carlos, Mikhail and Nikolai. She joins them as they attempt to reach the clock tower to signal an escape helicopter. Along the way, Nikolai gets split from the group and is assumed dead, and the rest of the group are attacked by Nemesis whilst they are aboard a train cart. Mikhail holds back Nemesis by detonating a grenade, killing himself in the blast and sending the train cart crashing into the clock tower they were attempting to reach. Jill becomes separated from Carlos but manages to ring the bell at the clock tower, which signals the helicopter. The chopper arrives, but Nemesis destroys it and attacks Jill. Jill then gets infected with the T-virus by Nemesis, and Carlos shows up to fend him off. Carlos brings Jill to safety, and it is at this point that Jill is unconscious for 3 days, and it's during these 3 days that Resident Evil 2 takes place. Carlos finds a cure for the T-virus for Jill 3 days after she was infected. It's kind of strange that Jill doesn't turn during this time, and the only explanation we have for her not turning is that she could have built an immunity to it after being exposed to it during Resident Evil 1, or that the T-virus takes various times to affect different people and Jill is just one of the lucky ones. However, Jill manages to recover, heads to a nearby park, and whilst there she ends up in the park's caretaker cabin. Once inside, she finds Nikolai, and Jill learns that Nikolai is working with Umbrella. Because Nikolai's cover is now blown, he flees, and Jill has to fight a huge worm thing known as a gravedigger. This huge creature is created when you cross a millipede and a lot of the T-virus. She takes it down and meets Carlos again, who tells her that Umbrella are planning to nuke Raccoon City. Jill then encounters Nikolai again, and he can either live or die at this point in the game, which is determined by the choice you make at this point, and I've heard people say both scenarios are canon, but most people seem to say that the canon ending is Nikolai escaping in the helicopter whilst bragging about collecting the bounty on Jill's head. Shortly after, Jill finally takes out Nemesis for good, and Barry Burton arrives in a helicopter to save the day, allowing Jill and Carlos to escape. Thanks for watching everyone, I really do appreciate you watching until the end. If you would like to help support the series, just drop a like on the video for me. Next up in this series I'll be explaining what happened in Resident Evil 4, which should be uploaded a few days after this video's release. When that video is uploaded I'll do my best to link it around on screen for you so you can check it out if you'd like, but until then I'll try to link some more of my Resident Evil content in case you're interested in checking that out. Again, thank you all so much for watching, have a great day, and until next time, take it easy.